workers know, y'all gonna have to do a potluck, put some money to the side, cause Diddy coming back, and this concert that he working on, it's about to be off the chain, man. Everybody in the industry is looking forward to working with this man. Everybody in entertainment is ready to get back out there and party again. Since he been gone, people been uncomfortable with going out and having a good time. They started incriminating celebrities for partying. People feel uncomfortable having a good time with him being locked up. So this concert that he cooking is about to change not only the music industry, but the world. I mean, everybody. Jay-Z is excited. Lil Wayne is excited. Everybody out there that made hot music, I'm talking about Jadakiss, the Locks. They working on them Tupac and Biggie holograms as we speak. They got big plans for this concert, y'all. And I must say, I'm excited as well, especially when I heard the news that Diddy's team is allegedly working with the corrections of California to bring out Suge Knight on stage in a cage just to be present at the Diddy Welcome Home concert. It's so much news we're about to get into. I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited about it, man. Diddy wants to perform a comeback concert at Madison Square Garden, and they're working on it right now. His mother is going under the rap name L. Duh, and she working on music just for the show. So if this stuff coming to fruition, and he really put this together, man, we all gonna be graced with something we ain't have in a long time. And that's a good hip hop show. They're working with the corrections of Chicago to see if they could put R. Kelly on stage in the cage just for the show. They got a giant slip and slide they working on to put on stage to entertain the people out there. It's been a long time since we've been able to come together as families, communities, and show up somewhere and listen to some good music. It ain't like the Temptations or the OJs or nothing, but Diddy made some good old school music that's really relevant today. And with this comeback concert, it's gonna give people the feel and the motivation to do great things. Cause let's be honest, y'all, Diddy been motivation for a lot of people. A lot of brothers out there started they can't stop, won't stop landscaping companies because they wanted to live like Diddy. People went to this man's parties and was motivated to go in the studio and make some quality music so they could live like him. People done turned on his music and went all the way through college with dreams of being like Diddy. So with him being locked up, it took a whole lot of motivation away from a lot of people. So with this concert at Madison Square Garden, you got to look beyond the man. You got to think about the motivation that the music gave to people. People can get it back again. And we need this more than ever in times like this. They don't send the Mexicans back to Mexico. And brothers ain't trying to fix no ACs. We need Diddy back out there to make brothers feel like we can do whatever it takes to get that cheddar. Whatever for the cheddar, man. Because people ain't got it no more. And he the only person that can revive us, man. He got big dreams, his lawyer said. He talking about hitting that stage. Look at this, y'all.
What is it that Sean Combs wants people to know?
He wants people to know that I think that he has reflected on the blessings that he's been given, on the imperfections that I think he sees in himself. I think he wants to get out of jail, reestablish a loving, present relationship with all of his 7 children. He wants to take care of his mother. Does he want to get back into music? Does he?
Look, man, and that's the part I wanted to talk about. He wanted to take care of his mother. She loved her son so much. She allegedly working on the album. She working on her balls, spitting all on the coffee table, trying to get them rhymes together. She don't even need her glasses to see the stuff she wrote down. She write that shit in all caps. And I'm looking to see what she cooking up. He also signed a Japanese artist by the name of Hibachi. They chefing it up for the concert. There's so many great things that's about to be going into this show. And for y'all people out there, y'all gonna have to save a couple of coins, put it to the side, put some gas in your car. So you'll be able to make it to Madison Square Garden. If you got to catch a bus or a plane, just don't get caught out there for trafficking. Because y'all know that's why he in jail. If you coming in from out of town, you got to explain what you doing coming to see Diddy. Let them know it's for the concert, because we don't want to see him go back to jail. There's so many great things that's about to be happening in the world of music because he decided that he wanted to make a comeback to that stage. So many artists gonna get their opportunity to shine once again. I'm talking about Fabulous. Where he been at? Meek Mill, allegedly smoking crack in Philly, according to a lot of people in Philly. Maybe they hating, maybe they telling the truth. But with Diddy back on the scene, and he working hard and putting his best efforts forward for Madison Square Garden, it's gonna take a little bit of time, but they working. He got 7 kids. He gonna beat their ass like Joe Jackson and put them to work. They working on the Cosby Show remake, allegedly. And Diddy gonna be playing Bill Cosby. His little daughter, Baby Love, gonna be Raven-Symoné. I got the script. It ain't all the way worked out, but Young Miami's supposed to be playing Claire Huxtable. It's gonna be a classic. It's gonna be on Tubi, but it's gonna have that Bill Cosby feel. Y'all let me know if y'all excited about this stuff. Cause I'm fired up, man. We just now getting started. It's so much more news I'm about to be sharing with y'all. Y'all need to pay close attention.
You want to get back into business? I think he's someone who is always going to strive to do something, exceptional and probably demanding and challenging. But I think the most demanding and challenging thing in front of him right now is to get back with his kids and get back with his mother and the people who love him and miss him.
So he's talked to you about getting back into music if he's released, if he's free?
No. Honestly, he has not.
Okay.
One thing he said, he's going to be back in Madison Square Garden.
He said that.
He did.
Oh, shit. That's on his to-do list. Top priority, Madison Square Garden. He not playing no games. He want to get out there and do it one more time. He motivated. He been sitting in that cell. He been thinking about it for a long time. He can take over the game. Ain't no young talent out there worth talking about. When's the last time we had an artist that we was excited about? I think the last time we had an artist that we all was excited about was Chris Brown before he beat up Rihanna. People was really thinking he was the second coming of Michael Jackson. Since him, I can't think of nobody else. It's been a long time since we collectively look forward to being entertained by artists. Beyonce's still doing her thing, but she been out for at least 30 years now. Safe to say we ain't had nobody since Beyonce, really. And I say that to say that this concert is very, very important because it can motivate people to make timeless music once again. You can say what you want to say about Puff, but that Bad Boy catalog is timeless. It's always going to get played on the radio. It's always going to be a moment where it's necessary. And a lot of music that's coming out now, it's only necessary for the moment or for the summer or for the vibe. And when the vibe is gone, it's not necessary to ever play that music ever again. It's a lot of ringtone rappers out there that's doing bad. They came out in the era where the ringtones was popping. Now ain't nobody trying to hear it like that. And if they is listening to it, it's in a private collection. They wouldn't dare play that music in public places. All I'm saying is y'all need to get ready. It's going to be live. He going to be there. There's a whole bunch of artists that's looking to see him. And when that curtain open up and Diddy standing there with that blowout afro, with that Bad Boys jersey on, you going to feel it in your chest. When that baby oil splash off that stage and land on your girlfriend's chest, you going to be able to get an erection without using no Viagra. And people looking forward to that as well. There's a lot of people that was raised up on his music and they older now. And they ain't got their mojo, they ain't got their swag no more. They looking forward to experiencing it one more time. Hold on, y'all. Y'all need to see this. Hold on, get it together.
Sean Diddy Combs will stay in prison until his sentencing in October. Earlier this year, a jury convicted him on prostitution-related charges, but found him not guilty of more serious crimes. Now, in his first interview since the trial, his lead attorney, Mark Agnifilo, spoke with our Jerika Duncan about the possibility of a presidential pardon.
You mean to tell me that you really have nothing to do with a possible pardon right now?
Nothing. I have nothing to do with a possible pardon.
What is Sean Combs saying about the possibility of a pardon?
I think he knows I'm not political. We've never discussed it other than I tell him what's in the news about it. But you know.
And what's his reaction? Does he laugh? Does he say, let's look into it? What does he say?
Go tell him that I need a pardon. Go tell him I deserve a pardon. That's what he said.
Something up with this dude, man. I don't know if he related to Irv Gotti or if he got a black girlfriend, but Puff definitely rubbed off on him. He was dressing like Doogie Howser before the trial started. Now he got on a blazer, a little chain under his black shirt. Homie got swag. Got the little brush cut. He wasn't doing all that before, man. He had that Phil Donahue shit before the Diddy trial got active. Puff rubbing off on this man. He probably got a kilo in the trunk. What did Diddy do to this man? You don't get swag like that overnight just for working the case. Do we have an inappropriate relationship with Diddy? And he the only person to have contact with that freaky bastard. I hope it ain't sexual. Whatever it is, it ain't right.
News about it. But you know.
And what's his reaction? Does he laugh? Does he say, let's look into it? What does he say?
Go tell him that I need a pardon. Go tell him I deserve a pardon. That's what he said.
CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman was at the trial and worked on this interview. Katrina, good to have you on. You and I both know you've been covering this trial since day one, full of twists and turns. This is the latest one. What's the likelihood of a presidential pardon, and what else stood out to you?
We know that there are conversations going on. A White House official told us that any pardon will come directly from the president. They're not going to comment on speculation about it. And a source close to Trump says they are getting pressure from friends of Sean Combs, but that Trump has not made a decision about this yet, Tom.
Damn, them artists need that money bad. They pressing Donald Trump to get Diddy out of jail. He getting phone calls from people in the industry, Ron Isley, TLC, Salt and Pepper. They trying to get some real money. All of his old groups, they need that motherfucker home tonight. Total, SWV. He working on the R&B group with his daughters, 2 dark skin and 1 light skin. That always work. Donald Trump is under pressure from the entertainment industry to get Puff out of jail now, or else the music industry won't survive. People too scared to go out there and be themselves. He was the backbone of the entertainment industry. Just think about it, man. A lot of people are realizing that Diddy was their only source of income. His presence alone made it possible for them to be moguls, or at least feel like they can do it too. With him being locked up, the motivation is gone. They like, what's the point in even striving to reach his level of success when all that's gonna happen is you're gonna end up in jail? A lot of men that was motivated to become moguls and raise their kids, even if they had plans on having multiple baby mamas, as long as they was balling and taking care of everybody, they get that shit from Diddy because they seen him do it. Now men don't even know what to do, especially within the black community. All these bodybuilders sweating all over shit. Big buff for no damn reason. There's a lot of buff ass dudes out here ain't putting no muscles to use nowhere. They ain't trying to lift shit outside of the gym. They just want to be sexy so they could be humping on something, ain't got no plans to do nothing with themselves. You got these tall ass niggas, 6'5", 6'8", ain't even got no job. They ain't even got a jump shot. All they got is baby mamas. We need Diddy back, man. Jay-Z ain't got no swag that people inspire to have. Let's be real. Nobody woke up and said, I want to be like Jay-Z today. The only way you want to be like Jay-Z is because Jay-Z wanted to be like Diddy. Let's talk about it. And no disrespect to him. But they pressing Donald Trump because they realizing how important this man is to the hip-hop economy. Listen.
A White House official told us that any pardon will come directly from the president. They're not going to comment on speculation about it. And a source close to Trump says they are getting pressure from friends of Sean Combs, but that Trump has not made a decision about this yet, Tom. So many things stood out from this interview, though. I mean, one that felt notable was that Sean Combs' family and close friends were often in that courtroom supporting him, but the most notorious name to show up was Kanye West, but he did not make it into the courtroom. And Mark Agnifilo told us that that was something he really had mixed feelings about. Kanye being there, he was glad that he came to support Combs, that, you know, not a lot of people from his life had done that. But at the same time, he worried about the optics of the jury seeing West in that courtroom.
I mean, it really was, a guess as to who you would see coming in and out of that courtroom every single day. I want to turn to his attorney. What did his attorney say about Diddy's plans whenever he is released?
Yeah, I mean, well, he said, for one, they are really focused on that sentencing right now, Tom. That's what's coming up. But he did talk a little bit about his vision for the future. And let's take a listen.
Okay, before we get into that, man, before we talk about Diddy's vision for the future, I need to know, is y'all willing to ride with Diddy? Do y'all plan on participating on what he got coming out in the future? Y'all still willing to be fans? I'm starting to think that there's no such thing as fans anymore. We passed the limit of fandom when it comes to entertainers because we got too much access and too much information about these people outside of the music. You know, we know too much of their personal business and personal drama. Who's dating who, who's sleeping with who. We got details. Celebrities come out and spill their business to the public. That's something that was never done before. So how can you truly be a fan of somebody that's just as regular as you and me? More regular, since we know more about them. Shit, you have more mystique than your favorite entertainer because people know less about you and more about them. So that's where we at with it. Are you still willing to subscribe to whatever it is that he planned on putting out? But at the same time, it don't matter what the public want to do because the public don't have no power either way. When they gave people the power to have an opinion, that's when they took away the people's power to have any power over anything else. Your opinion is your only power. We haven't been able to choose who we want to listen to. We've been force-fed this garbage for I don't know how long. All of these artists that's out, nobody recommended them. They wasn't unsigned hype. They didn't go to Showtime at the Apollo. Nobody got booed off the stage or cheered on and none of that shit. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about before we move on real quick. Nobody approved of this dude. There was no talent show, no workaround, no nothing. He just came in on the Lil Wayne bandwagon. We approved Wheezy since the Hot Boys. He been the people's choice for a long time, but this dude just came along for the ride. And somehow, some way, he became the biggest superstar. They Hot 97 his ass, Ebro in the morning and all that shit. And I say that to say, if Diddy come back out and they force feed his shit on the people, people gonna go along with it. If they advertise it, put it on the news, Diddy Madison Square Garden concert, everybody's attending, all the celebrities gonna be there. People not gonna have a choice to say, I don't want to go, or I don't want to be there, or I'm not gonna support. If the news tell your ass to get down to the concert, or it's okay, if he get big pub off of his concert, and they already gearing up for it, best believe it's gonna be sold out. So as far as him having fans or people being fans, I don't think it's such thing as fans no more. Because the same way people turned on him and hated him because the media says so will be the same way people will love him and praise him again because the media says so. So it all depends on what the media want to do at this point. And seeing how they're talking to his lawyers, they working on the Trump pardon. If he get a Trump pardon, that means that Trump approves. And they're not trying to go against Trump, so he automatically gonna be back in there if he get a pardon. Because don't nobody want to go against the machine. Actually, the pardon will be the best thing that ever happened for him because he gonna get all sides of America back on his nuts. But that's Negro here, no there. Y'all need to listen.
What is it that Sean Combs wants people to know?
He wants people to know that I think that he has reflected on the blessings that he's been given, on the imperfections that I think he sees in himself. I think he wants to get out of jail, reestablish a loving, present relationship with all of his 7 children. He wants to take care of his mother.
So he's talked to you about getting back into music if he's released, if he's freed?
No. Honestly, he has not. Okay. One thing he said he's going to be back in Madison Square Garden.
Oh my God. He ready to get back on that stage, y'all. He can feel it in his bones. It is going to be pandemonium when them lights cut off and people put them lighters up and the lights come back on and he's standing up there looking like Don King. People is going to lose their minds. It is going to be pandemonium at Madison Square Garden. They might have to call a fire department. That shit is going to be crazy. When he get back on stage and start dancing one more again as an old ass man with a bum knee, y'all ain't gonna be able to believe your eyes. Oh my God. All of the celebrities in attendance, they're gonna do a freak off right there on the stage. All them male sex workers, they're gonna be ready to go. Allegedly, he planned on paying Cassie another 20 mil just to perform at his concert. Now that will be big. I mean, huge. His baby mama, Misa Hilton, come out on stage with that walker. They gonna have to put the fire hoses on the damn front row. The barricades ain't gonna be able to hold them. Hold on, y'all. He talking about getting back on that stage. I can't believe it. Wait a minute.
He wants to get out of jail, reestablish a loving, present relationship with all of his 7 children. He wants to take care of his mother.
So he's talked to you about getting back into music if he's released, if he's freed?
No. Honestly, he has not. Okay. One thing he said he's going to be back in Madison Square Garden.
He said that?
He did. He said.
Oh my God, man. Get them Black Rob and Biggie holograms together. Get them Craig Mack and Tupac Shakur holograms together. They talking about bringing out Suge Knight in a cage just so he could be a part of the show. That's going to be huge. They need to bring back every dead rapper. Get the King Von hologram ready. Juice WRLD hologram ready. Mac Dre hologram ready. This the last time we gonna be able to see something like this, man. The last time in human history we see a bad boy rock that crowd at Madison Square Garden. They can close the curtains on hip hop after that. It's gonna be over. But in all seriousness, let's do this real quick. It's only gonna take a second, and it's gonna be worth it too. Okay. Y'all still with me out there? Yeah, let me get this. Okay. This is important for all of the hip hop historians out there. When it comes to raw hip hop concerts, I'm talking hip hop at the core, the essence of it, you know, what really matters. Talking about MCs, lyricists, you know, real artists. People be talking about they artists and they ain't got no art to nothing that they doing, man. The mecca of hip hop. When it comes to hip hop concerts, this backstage documentary, it documents the last time they really did it raw. I'm talking about DMX, Ja Rule, Beanie Siegel, Memphis Bleak, DMX, Jay-Z, Method Man, Redman. We ain't never got it like that ever again. So if Diddy come back to Madison Square Garden, they can close the curtain on hip hop. And for all my people in the South, I got nothing but love for y'all. But I'm gonna have to do this. This is when it died. This is when hip hop died. And please don't take no offense to this. When they did the Cash Money Rough Riders tour, it was over. From then, New York bowed down to the South. New York had to submit to the South. You had Rough Riders, don't get me wrong, DMX and all of them was hot, but they weren't fucking with Cash Money and the Hot Boys, especially not back then. When people went to the Rough Riders Cash Money tour, Jadakiss and all of them, that's cool, but they really showed up to see Cash Money. And that's when the South and the hip hop and the bling bling era and all that shit took over the game. New York shot theyself in the foot when they bought the raw, gritty hip hop sound with some, they couldn't compete with the Southern sound, especially not at that time, man. It was so fresh. It was so new. These dudes were so gutter, so raw, that they overshadowed all of the New York artists. And that's why you ain't never seen another concert like the Hard Knock Life tour or none of them big time New York tours. All that shit stopped when they did the Cash Money Rough Riders tour. And I say all that to say that if Diddy bring it back one last time, it's gonna be so monumental at Madison Square Garden that they can just go ahead and cancel hip hop after that. It'll be the last hip hop concert that really mattered. But that's just my opinion, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. I'll be there whenever it go down, man. Because like I said, it's going to make history. Look at this. Get that together.
Said to me he's going to be back in Madison Square Garden.
Doing what?
I guess being on stage.
I mean, so Tom, you know, he really sees the end in sight here. You know, now that he's been convicted of these 2 charges, max of 20 years in prison, but it's so unlikely he's ever going to see that. Combs is picturing being back at Madison Square Garden one day, we're hearing.
Yeah, just a story that full of twists and turns, as I mentioned, one that you've been following since day one. Katrina Kaufman, we appreciate your time and insight. Thank you.
That's it, y'all. That's what we got to look forward to. It's happening. He already making plans behind bars. They're making the phone calls. Did y'all hear about what BET got going on? Look at this. We gotta talk about this real quick too, because I don't know how I feel about this. Check this out, y'all. BET CEO says network has suspended Soul Train and Hip Hop Awards. So y'all know what that mean. They ain't doing it no more. It's over. Ain't no more Soul Train. It ain't no more soul in the black community, man. That it's unnecessary. It ain't no more soul, and it ain't no more hip hop. Hip hop dead. The soul is gone. What they supposed to do, man? They can't keep on doing trap award shows, or they have real artists show up, real gospel singers show up, and then give the award to Glorilla. They ain't going for it no more, man. There's no talent to give an award to. They tied up. It's belittling. It's degrading. They putting that shit on hold because the community at large ain't been producing nothing award worthy. Look at this. BET has reportedly suspended the Soul Train and Hip Hop Awards, two of its annual music awards show. Man, it's a bad look every year. People tune in just to see how ignorant niggas looking this year. It's a minstrel show. It's embarrassing, man. It do not give you no black pride watching them BET award shows. And they finally decided that they're going to pull the plug on it. BET has reportedly suspended Soul Train and the Hip Hop Awards, two of its annual music awards show. So for BET Linear, we have suspended the Soul Train and Hip Hop Award shows. BET CEO Scott Mills said in the interview, I bet he took a deep ass breath like, thank God. According to the outlet, Mills added, we have a team that's actively thinking about where those award shows might best live as the media climate continues to evolve. They aren't gone. So they trying to think if they could TikTok it, put it on IG, because where's the new acts? Where's the new people? And what they get on stage, when they get on stage, what they got to say to represent for the people? I'll never forget when Lil Wayne came out with that Fireman and all them fires, he came up with his shirt off with them dreadlocks swinging. So I come from under the timing, busting the timing, somebody in the arm, your chest and your arm, hip pow, one to the head. Now you know he did. When he said that, Lionel Richie looked over at Stevie Wonder and they just shook their head. Pow, one shot to the head. Now you know he did. He said that in front of TD Jakes was there. The black commander, the militia, all them people was there, man. Colin Powell was in the crowd. Barack Obama just put his head in his lap like, oh gosh. It was a bad look. What are they show up looking like hoes. Look at her skirt. You could see all her fruity pebbles. I might as well leave it just like that. Soul Train Awards is an annual music award show. Soul Train program director Don Cornelius established the award show in 1987 to recognize achievements in black music, according to the National Museum of African American History and Culture. God damn. I would hate to see fucking Ice Spice in the National Museum of African American History and Culture. It ain't gonna be nothing but sluts and hoes in African American history. Pimps and D-boys. That's gonna be the African American history. Can you imagine? They already got the Trap Museum. Oh, goddamn. We need that Diddy concert bad. They need to let him out tonight. He more classy than any of them motherfuckers, man. He the nastiest nigga in rap. But on stage, he the classiest nigga in rap. He don't cuss. He don't do none of that. He make you feel good music. The Soul Train Awards most recently aired in November 2023. That year, it was hosted by Keke Palmer, and everybody was palming her ass. And attended by stars like Janelle Monáe, T-Pain, and Coco Jones. BET skipped the ceremony it was so bad, they ain't even bring that shit back for 2024. Keke on stage with a shot of Moscato. Man, the soul. Where the soul? Where the soul? Where the fuck is the soul? Oh man, I'm so glad. The BET Awards, which began airing in 2006, is an annual ceremony showcasing hip-hop artists, performers, and producers. The show most recently aired on October 5th, 2024, and was hosted by Fat Joe. How you let Fat... He just got done saying that hip-hop was invented by Puerto Ricans in the Bronx. And shout out to my Puerto Ricans in the Bronx. Because they definitely played a major part in hip-hop. But then they turned around. That was a slap in the face. People was canceling Fat Joe, and they turned around and bought him out at the BET Awards like, take that, nigga. He said nigga every 5 minutes on stage. Like, yo, this for my nigga Raul. He gave a shout out to all his Spanish homies. They shit about 2024. Awards were given to 17 categories. Winners were chosen by a prestigious voting academy of industry experts, according to the network. Such a shame. Internet reacts to a reported suspension of BET Soul Train Hip Hop Awards. Many on social media said they weren't surprised by the show's cancellations, especially because of the change in viewership habits and changes in the industry. Might be good to stop and move with intention on how to champion black art, especially since big names don't show up no more, one person said. Oh man, they already talking about it. Well, it's over. You know what I'm saying? That the soul has... I've been saying this for years, man. And it's starting to make sense. The soul done left the building when it come to black folks. The soul food ain't got no soul in it no more, but it do got a lot of cheese and sugar and a whole lot of salt. Back in the day, it didn't take all that to make some soul food. I remember this old lady made a red velvet pie. It was so good. I said, what's the recipe? She said, ain't no recipe. And I didn't get what she meant by that until later in life, man. It came from the soul. It ain't matter what it was. People just was creative, man. You don't need no damn... We are the ingredients. Well, they was the ingredients when they still had soul. You know what I'm saying? Ain't about what you working with. People could have some old bullshit in the kitchen and still make a fire-ass meal. They ain't have to have all that shit, man. They took what they had and made something out of nothing. I don't think we got that no more. So it's only right that they got rid of the damn Soul Train Awards. And I say all that to say that we need Diddy to do it one more again. They working on it. Look at this, man.
Welcome back. We're shining our spotlight this morning on the case against Sean Diddy Combs and his latest push to get out of jail. He's awaiting sentencing on prostitution-related convictions. His lawyers just filed a brand new motion for bond. So what's it mean? I sat down with his lead attorney, Mark Agnifilo, to find out. With me now, Sean Combs' attorney, Mark Agnifilo. Mark, great to be with you. Thank you for being on the program today. And might I just say, I got to see you deliver the closing arguments in the case, and you were an outstanding advocate for Mr. Combs.
Oh, thank you very much, and thanks so much for having me.
You're very welcome. So let's get into this bail package that you have proposed. I read your motion, and you talk about the exceptional facts of this case and how the way the Mann Act is being applied is kind of like one of a kind. Would you walk us through what you mean by that, please?
Sure. So the Mann Act was passed in 1910, and it's changed a few times through the years. But really what it's geared at, what it's focused on, is prosecuting people who make money from the business of prostitution. And that's not the allegation against Mr. Combs. The allegation of Mr. Combs, what the jury found, essentially was that he was a user of services provided by sex workers, essentially a John, for lack of a better word. And the Mann Act just historically hasn't been applied to Johns. It's a financial statute. It's really...
Y'all see what's happening here? They crucified Diddy only to resurrect him. Now he about to be like a Christ figure. They crucify him in front of everybody. Now they working on the resurrection. They already speaking about John, Peter, and Paul. Diddy was a John the Baptist. He didn't make money off of sex workers. He holy. Do y'all see what's happening here? I'm talking about this is about to be monumental. His legacy, his aura is going to be amazing when he finally hit that concrete again. They might bring back the Hip Hop Awards, the soul. If Diddy hosting, they'll bring back the Soul Train Awards. Nobody else have no real substance. He done been through the fire. They forging steel with this guy. He might be the last hope for the black community. But in all reality, what is the black community? I ain't trying to be political. I ain't trying to preach or nothing like that. I said once before, the black community ain't nothing but the drive-through. People waiting in line to get whatever they serving. That's where we at with it right now. Now, we have outstanding black individuals, millions of outstanding black individuals. I mean, it's so many amazing black individuals, it's not even funny. But as far as community go, it ain't happening. You could have a one-on-one conversation with a brother or sister and be like, damn, this person is amazing. But when the group show up, that's when all hell break loose. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I ain't got to go into detail. But that's where we at with it. Diddy might actually be the Messiah for the people if he get around to doing that concert to bring the feeling back. The feeling been lost. They got people feeling like it's criminal to have a good time, or it's criminal to have wealth and have a good time at the same time. It's people out here balling out of their mind, got money pouring out their ass, and feel self-conscious about flaunting a little bit of wealth or doing it big one time. Because they might label you a Diddy or some shit. You having too much fun with the ladies, now y'all freaking off or whatever the case is. It's criminal to have a good time, especially when you black and you paid. That's what they did with this man. If they can get around, and I know I sound like I'm a fanboy and all that type of stuff, but if they can get around, just do it one more again for the people. Okay, I'm going to make my point. That's what I'm going to do. I ain't going to keep on talking. I'm going to just make my point. Y'all got to see this. We got to talk about it, man. These dudes were supposed to be the gatekeepers of the black culture that was built off of hip hop. These guys right here was carrying the flag, holding the torch, when it came to black culture as far as hip hop is concerned, it was still an opportunity for somebody to be successful and to make a bag. The foundation was laid, and this was the generation that was carrying the damn torch. And people celebrated the Migos for carrying that torch because we know how far hip hop come from. Motherfucking Crush Groove, Curtis Blow, fucking Furious 5, all that shit, all the way down to here. They had it. And we all witnessed it, and we all celebrated it. We wanted to see them rock out. We was all on board with the Migos. Hip-hop ain't where we wanted it to be, but it was sure nice to see these young dudes rock out. A legacy, but this is where they fucked up. They called themselves the Migos, and that gave a rise to a whole lot of immigration. Allegedly. A whole lot of immigration. Because even though they was carrying the flag for hip-hop culture, they weren't representing hip-hop culture. They was representing Mexican culture. That was the first problem. And it even got more Latin than that. Let me show y'all something. Then this shit came along. They had black culture, hip hop culture in the bag. And then they scooted over for Cardi B, the goddamn Vanilla Ice of rap. They sacrificed black culture for motherfucking Cardi B. Allegedly. And it went to shit from there. And we still, people waiting on her next album. She done took their whole legacy, took the whole hip hop culture, she took the damn culture. Had a baby named Culture, no disrespect to their child. She took the culture, used it to her own benefit and gain, and won't even drop a second album. They gave her the Grammy of the year. They gave her a Grammy. And they ain't never got no Grammy. Now Takeoff, rest in peace. When Takeoff passed, that was it. That was that popped the hip hop balloon bubble, man. His passing is the death of hip hop. That's when it happened. When he died, hip hop died. That's it. And I say all that to say, we need this Diddy concert, man. I'm going to be there. Because it's going to be the only time we're going to be able to see it done. The way it makes sense, man. Clean, classy, feel good music. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it, man. I got so much love for y'all. Y'all make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button too. Yo, I'm going to holler at y'all on my next video, man.